Hello, welcome to your IELTS reading section, reading classes. This lecture series is divided into three parts as there are different questions that we are going to deal in this particular section. We'll begin by a small introduction of what the reading section is, as this is the first lecture, and then in the coming lectures, we'll be focusing directly on the questions. Each lecture series will have two question sets being solved and understood, and that is how the lecture series is completed, as knowing the questions in detail before solving an actual question paper is very important. A brief introduction about what is the reading section in IELTS. It is different for academics and general. However, the question sets remain the same. So the questions, the tips and tricks that is used remains the same, only the division is different. For academics, you have three elaborated passages, so three sections only, whereas for general, you have five passages, but three sections itself. It is divided as 40 questions, and the questions are divided according to the sections. So three sections for both academics and general. The only difference is general have five passages, small five passages, whereas academics have three elaborated passages. Now to begin with the reading section. In this lecture, we are going to do major two types of questions. And in the coming lectures, we are going to solve each question type separately, because before you begin any question paper or before you begin to solve, you need to understand how to solve a particular question type. So in this particular lecture series, we are going to solve the major questions that can be asked in the examination. So let's begin with the first question type. It is called true or false. And the other thing that I have not mentioned on the screen, and which a lot of students make a mistake, is not given. True or false or not given. So this is the type of question where you are supposed to read a particular statement that is given to you and see if the information given matches or does not matches or is not given in the passage, because that is how your reading section is. You are given a passage, you have to read it, match the questions and answer it. So in true or false not given, what you have to do is you will be given a question. You have to take the statement, match it in the paragraph information and search for the answer. Now, true or false or not given is based purely on factual information, which means that whatever is given to you, it is factual information. Those are facts that you have to decide and take from the reading. So you don't have to read a lot of it, or you don't have to read the whole passage. You just have to read the needed information. One more important thing to keep in mind is true or false comes in order. You have to search where the first question's answer is. Once you find out that, then the rest of it follows. So you must read each and every word properly in order to understand. However, reading the whole passage is not advisable. So this is the basic true or false not given question. Now let's understand these statements. Firstly, for a statement to be true, it should exactly match the facts given in the reading. So whatever you can read in the statement is also something that is given in the passage. That is when a question or a statement becomes true. So it won't be mentioned as it is, it will definitely be paraphrased, because by now you should know that IELTS works on paraphrasing. So the same words are not definitely used, they are paraphrased. Paraphrase means they are said in different words. So synonyms are used, but the meaning is kept the same. So if you can see that the exact same information is given, then the statement becomes true. However, if you feel that partly the statement says something else from the reading, that is what is given to you in the passage, then be aware, because your answer is going to be false. So false means it is opposite or contradicts the information that is given. So it does not match the information given in the reading, it says something else. So that is when the statement becomes false or your answer becomes false. And not given simply tells you that this information or whatever information you're looking for, which is given in the statement, is simply not present in the reading passage given to you. So if it is not present, you cannot find that information, then it is clearly not given. So this is some basic things that you have to keep in mind about true, false, or not given type of questions. So we are going to solve some samples and questions. Pay attention. I will give you all each and every detail about how to solve, when the answer will be true, false, or not given. This is the first sample question. The statement says ants can build large cities more quickly than humans do. If you can see on the screen, I have highlighted certain things in yellow color. So this highlighted things are keywords, which you should be also doing in your examination or while solving your reading test. So when you mark the keywords, you know what you're looking for. So look whether this ants more quickly than humans do. This information is present in the reading passage or not. If this information, exact same information is present, then your answer will be true. If it is not present or if it says something opposite, then it is false. And if you can't just find, then the answer will be not given. So I'll just give you half a minute, read the passage, and then we will discuss the answer. Now, clearly here we can see that the information in the statement is not given to us. Hence, our answer is not given. Okay. I have also stated on the screen why you might be tempted to write it as true, false, but your answer is actually not given, because nowhere in the passage it is saying that ants can build large cities than human beings. Hence, your answer is not given. Now, this is the second question. People do not get any information about the dangers to their health when they purchase unregulated weight gain pills. So you have to read the statement. The statement is people do not get any information. So read the passage and see if you feel, or is it telling that people get information, or is it telling that people do not get information about the dangers to their health when they are buying this particular pills. You should always read the question first and then only go to the passage. Clearly here you can see that the whole passage talks about this pills and how it works. However, the last sentence clearly tells you sold individually in small bags and emptied sweet containers. They are completely devoid of any information. So it is saying the same thing as the statement. So you can see do not get any information is devoid of any information. Dangers to their health is basically medical risk. Purchase unregulated weight gain pills is sold individually in small bags and emptied sweet containers. So which means that the statement says exactly what the passage is also saying. Hence your answer is clearly true. So this is how your answer will be true. It has to exactly match. The words are not matching. You can see but definitely the meaning is matching. The words completely are not matching. They are matching in some aspects, but the meaning is matching. Next question. Promoting the clinical name of the pills helps the sellers to focus on the weight gaining aspects associated with them. Okay. Now, here you can see, or you have to find out whether promoting the clinical name of the pills helps the sellers to focus on the weight gaining aspects associated with them, or some other name helps. If you read the passage and if you have a closer look at the passage, you can see in the first line itself, they say pills are often rebranded and given catchy street names. And then in the second line, it says the clinical name of the pills are forgotten, which means that promoting the clinical name of the pills does not clearly help for the sellers to focus on the weight gaining aspects. So your answer over here would be false, because the clinical names are not kept, they are rebranded. So the statement is not matching with the information that is given in the passage, and hence the answer is opposite to the statement, and thus your answer becomes as false. Moving on to the next one. Those selling the pills are making more money on them than other types of pills. So you have to tell whether the people who are selling this kind of pills are making more money than those who are selling other kind of pills. I'll give you half a minute, look at the passage and see if you can find this particular information anywhere. If you have had a look closely, then you cannot just find any information, though you might be tempted to write the answer as true looking at the statement in the last second line, cash cow for pill peddlers. Now, cash cow means that earning money, but nowhere in the reading passage it says that these people are making more money than the other type. These people are making money. Definitely, they are making lots of money. But whether they are making more than the other type of pills, I mean, those who are selling other type of pills, that we don't know. So here your answer is clearly not given. Okay. So you have to be very, very careful in understanding whether it is exactly matching, whether part of the statement is matching and partly it is not matching, or whether the complete information is not given. So don't get confused between true, false, or not given. Understand that they are based on factual information, very easy to do. Just remember this trick of understanding the statement which we have done right in the beginning of the lecture, and it will be easy for you. Now moving on comes the next question, yes, no, not given. Now do not get confused between true, false, not given and yes, no, not given, because true, false, not given is based on factual information, whereas yes, no, not given is based on writer's opinions, beliefs or views. Okay, which means that you will be given a passage where a writer's opinion or his or her beliefs are given to you, and that is how you mark your answers. Though the trick remains the same, the understanding of the statement is different, which you have to understand. Now, don't make the mistake of writing true for yes or false for no. No. Because if you write true in place of yes, then you will lose your marks. So whenever you get your question paper in hand, remember to clearly write the correct answer. Now, when would the answer be yes? The answer would be yes only when it agrees with the views of the writer. So if the writer views and the statement or the reading passage matches, then it becomes as yes, not true, yes. If it disagrees or contradicts, like somewhat like false, opposite, then it is no. The trick is the same, but the kind of passages will be different. So you have to understand this. The passages will be different, the trick will remain the same. And when is the statement not given? When the writer's point of view is impossible to know. We just don't know the writer's point of view. That time your answer will be not given. So this is a clear distinction between what is yes, no, not given. I'll repeat myself. Yes, no, not given is basically dependent upon writer's views, opinions, and beliefs. For the answer to be yes, it has to agree with the views of writer. For the answer to be no, it has to contradict or disagree with the writer's view. And for the answer to be not given, we do not know what the writer's view is. So let's go and solve some questions. I've put up the questions and the passage together on the screen. You can see that this is the type of question you will get. Yes, no, not given. And the meaning is also given to you. So do not get confused and write true, false, not given. Not given would remain common, but if you write yes, no, and true or false and mix up, then you will definitely lose out on your marks. Now, if you read the first question, viewing an electronic screen before going to sleep at night is harmful. Now remember, like true or false, yes, no, not given is also coming in order. So once you find the first answer, it might necessarily not be in the first paragraph. It can be in the second, third, anywhere. But once you find the first one, the rest of it will follow. Now, since this is a sample one that we are taking, your first answer, you can take the risk of searching it in the first passage. What we have to find, or what is the information asking? Whether watching an electronic screen before going to sleep. Before going to sleep is when you go to sleep. Okay, before is prior going to sleep. Okay, is harmful. Now remember, the same words will not be used. Different words will be used. If you find the meaning same, which means that the writer also agrees, the passage idea and the writer's views are matching. So passage idea is basically the writer's view, and the statement, if they are matching, then it is yes. If they are not matching, then it is no. And if you can't find out, which means it is not given. So if we look at the first passage over here, it says that, just glance through it and then I will tell you where exactly and how to locate the answer. So if you see clearly in the first passage, third line, even just before bedtime. So bedtime is what? Before going to sleep. That is the paraphrasing. Being online, gaming or watching TV is not damaging. Okay? Damaging means harmful. Okay? What is it saying? Gaming or watching TV is basically viewing an electronic screen. So you can see that most of the information is matching, but here in the passage, the writer is saying it is not damaging. Whereas the statement is saying it is harmful, which means that the writer's opinion and the statement does not match. Hence your answer is clearly no. This is how you search for your answer and write it. Coming to the next question. Psychological science can explain the connection between computer use and mental and physical health problems in teenagers. If you see this first line of the second passage, The answer is clearly given to you because psychological science is mentioned only over there. It can be a powerful tool for understanding the link between screen use, but here it is saying adolescent well-being, whereas the statement is telling us about problems. Well-being and problems are two different things. Hence, your answer will be clearly no, because the writer's opinion and the statement does not match. Coming to the third one, the RCPCH advised that kids should not view electronic devices in the 60 minutes leading up to bedtime. Now you can clearly see that RCPCH is in the third paragraph. So you can come over there, and if you clearly scan the passage, you will see that in the first three sentences, you have your answer. First three lines. Earlier this year, the Royal College of Pediatrics and Child Health, that is RCPCH, reached a similar conclusion to the Oxford University study, but did suggest parents tell their children to put down their devices in the hour before they go to bed. So it is saying that they definitely, so parents advise the kids to put down their devices. Devices is basically electronic devices. 60 minutes is hour before they go to bed is bedtime, which means that writer's view and the statement's views are clearly matching, and hence your answer is yes. So this is how you match these statements. The exact same words are not used, but the meaning is the same. Coming to the last one, watching online violence is detrimental to the mental well-being of adolescents according to Dr. Dubika. Now you can see Dr. Dubika is mentioned in the fourth passage directly, so you can jump on to there. And if you see, I'm giving you half a minute to read that particular passage, and then we'll discuss what the answer is. Okay, so now you might be tempted to write the answer as yes because you have connected dangerous online content and online violence as the same thing. Remember one thing, dangerous online content can be anything. It is not necessarily violence. Violence is a different thing. Violence is involved with another context. It is violence is shooting, beating, all of those things. Dangerous can be many other things. It can include even ghost, which means that violence is not mentioned in the passage. Hence, your answer is not given. So, Dr. Dubika and online content is all mentioned, but violence is not mentioned. So, the writer's opinion is not given about online violence. Hence, the answer is not given. So, this is how you will solve your yes, no, not given type of questions. You can see our answers for the previous passage that we have solved on the screen. No, no, yes, not given. This is how you write on your answer sheet. The questions are not difficult. It is easy to solve. Don't get confused between true, false, not given and yes, no, not given. They look similar. The trick is also same, I agree, but the type of passages will be different. So don't worry. Look at the questions properly, look at the meanings, underline keywords, go through it properly, and you will surely be able to solve it. A lot of people find it difficult, but if you get this trick right of knowing whether it is exactly matching, it is partially matching, or it is just not given to you, then it becomes easy. Reading can be done and solved with a lot of practice, but remember to learn each and every question type differently. That's all about true or false, yes, no, not given question type in this lecture series. We shall meet in the next lecture series, which will focus on next two major question types. Keep practicing, because that is the only thing required in reading section. Because reading section might look very difficult, but it is not very difficult. It is easy once you get the appropriate practice. So thank you for the time. That's all for this particular lecture.